Redditors, what is the worst life hack you have ever tried, and have you ever tried one with terrible consequences? Tried that one that says putting tea bags on your eyes debuffs them when I was about 13. However, they did not specify black tea, so my dumbass uses an apple cinnamon tea. Cinnamon is a minor irritant, so I had red tea bag shaped rectangles around my eyes for a few hours. Similar, I had a cold sore on my lip and read that tea bags would help it go away. So I put some moist black tea bags on my lip for like an hour. They stained the cold sore a very dark brown color. I am so pale I'm almost translucent. It was not good, and I couldn't leave the house for a while until it all washed off, which took many painful washings. My friend tried that thing going around on Facebook about microwaving your phone if you get water in it. I couldn't stop laughing long enough to be of any help to her. I can't believe so many people fell for this, especially since almost everyone knows putting metal in the microwave equals bad. Not so much a life hack as a really crappy home remedy, but about 15 years ago, I had gallstones really bad. I found some home remedy that said drinking a whole cup of olive oil straight up would grease them enough to make them pass right through with a little pop. I tried it, wishing for anything to ease the pain. 30 seconds later I puked to the point of dry heaving. Now I had gallstone pain in sore ribs, abs, and lower back, and my mouth tasted like I'd just puked a bucket of pee. I just went and laid down and cried. It's funny because if you have gallstones you are supposed to avoid eating fats and oils. The reason is that the gallbladder contains bile which is used to digest fat. So when your gut detects fat oil from food it triggers the gallbladder to contract and release bile into the gut. So if you have gallstones and or an inflamed gallbladder, that contraction hurts like heck. A cousin of mine nearly burnt his hand off and house down following some YouTube video to take a battery apart to get little batteries from inside. He was maybe a simple cousin. Broke a light bulb in the socket, did a quick Google search. Eventually I found someone had removed it using a potato cut in half. I basically ended up with grated potato everywhere. Hash brown time. Pinterest will tell you to chuck your toilet brush up into a drill motor and give her heck. Admittedly I've never tried this because I have zero interest in creating a crap tornado in my bathroom, but it's about the worst idea I've heard in a while. If you need a power drill to clean your toilet you may want to consider eating some vegetables and whole grains. Putting chapstick on your eyelids makes you high. I couldn't find chapstick so I went to the next best thing. A Tiger Balm. Extra strength pain relieving ointment. My god was I in pain. Never doing that again. As a teenager I read that olive oil is good for dry scalp. I put a ton of low quality, that is, smelly, olive oil in my hair. The smell didn't wash out for weeks. I did the same thing. It promised me glossy hair. I had to wrap my oil soaked hair in an old towel for 10 minutes, then shampoo. It took me about 4 separate shampoos before it stopped looking like a limp greasy mess. I tried the life hack where you turn your toaster sideways to easily make grilled cheese. Yeah, small fire happened and now the toaster has lived in my garden for about a year now. I remember reading on a thread that a teenage dude thought that spray-on bandage would be a good alternative when he didn't have condoms. Not even a man, and I'm cringing. I once saw a beauty hack that said you should hold your eyelash curler under the blow dryer for 10 seconds so your lashes curl more. I burned my eyelashes off. That was 7 years ago and I swear they've only just recently grown back completely. That sounds like a nightmare. I sometimes warm my eyelash curler up by sticking it in my bra for a few minutes while I do the rest of my face. It seems to work. My friend read somewhere that if you rubbed your own ball sweat on you, girls would be subconsciously attracted to you because of pheromones. I was intrigued but skeptical, so I decided to see how it worked for him. He did not get laid that day, but did achieve smelling like ball sweat all day at school. I never gave it a go. My ex heard that there was pheromones in pee that would attract females. He decided that more was better. He collected his pee for a few weeks and then decided to boil it down to a concentrate that he could use to pick up chicks. His parents weren't home so he got boiling. He boiled pee all day. He didn't open any windows or turn on any fans. I'm not really sure how, but the entire inside of the house was covered in stinky pee steam. Almost totaled off the house according to his dad. They had to redo the walls and the flooring. Once tried to use butter as tanning lotion. Melted a stick in a coffee mug and had a buddy of mine rub me down. I read it online while sitting by the pool. It didn't work at all. I tried that life hack where you use a lighter to pop dents out of ping pong balls. Well, it ended up catching on fire and I burned a hole in my Mills carpet. I tried to make my own fleshlight when I was younger by using body wash and a pillow folded up. The body wash had tons of those mini hard cleaning beads. Never again. Resulted in pain, a messy pillow, and had to shower again in my shame. I also cut a hole in a watermelon to have sex with it. It was cold and unpleasant. Had to throw the whole thing out. My father later asked me what happened to the watermelon. I didn't respond. Man, I know the feeling of being a frisky teenager. I used to shag the edge of my bed between mattress and the bit below and also poked a hole through a Pikachu toy. OMG, that toy was violated. I remember a long while back, someone on Reddit suggested wiping your butt standing up as a life hack. There were a number of people who chimed in and said this was the way they've always done it, and both sides were amazed that the other existed. But it seemed like everyone who tried it standing up for the first time thought it was awful and usually got crap on their balls. I read this one a few months ago on Reddit and I said out loud, WTF, some people stand up to wipe their butt. My wife was in the room and just looked blankly at me and said, how else would you do it? 3 words. Home bikini epilator. Using this tool correctly is actually just as awful as mishandling it. The DIY aspect does not improve anything. That sounds like it was about as much fun as the home bikini wax I tried. The paper ripped off the wax, and I was stuck with tacky, wax-like substance that took most of my skin off with it when I was finally able to remove it with a combination of rubbing alcohol and extremely abrasive exfoliators on a loofah. The whole if you want someone, date someone else to make them jealous. Yes, it worked. No, it was not great. It ended in ruin and I'll never think that way again. When I was a teenager I got impetigo. My mum read on some message board that you could get rid of it by scrubbing your face using vinegar. I tried to argue against it but she wouldn't listen and insisted on scrubbing the scabs away with this really rough flannel soaked in vinegar. The burning was like nothing I have experienced. Imagine somebody rubbing vinegar into an open wound. I went to the doctors the next day and she proudly told them that she had tried the vinegar thing and they looked at her with a look of horror and were like, yay, that's not something we would advise. I got impetigo when I was in 2nd grade. It was horrible, and I feel awful for you. If you use peanut butter to get gum out of a kid's hair, now you have to find something that will remove the peanut butter or they will smell like a PBJ for a week. My dad used mineral oil. That worked better than anything else. There's one that comes up on Pinterest a bunch. It suggests using sticky hooks in the inside of a cabinet to hold up lids to your pans. Mother fricking glue came unstuck and the lid fell on my GD toe. Broke the sucker too. I love how you censored goddamn down to GD but left sucker as is. Heard via radio show that you can use bleach when you hand wash dishes to make them cleaner. Read the back of my dish soap. Didn't see any warnings, so I dumped a cap full of bleach in my soapy dishwater. The smell was awful and I started getting lightheaded. Unplugged the sink, vented the apartment and went outside for a while. Found out later that I had made chlorine gas. Looked up what went wrong. Turns out there's a big difference between adding bleach to dishwater and rinsing dishes with bleach water. Took me longer than I'm willing to admit to realize you didn't have some kind of fancy electric sink. I wanted lighter hair for summer and used lemons for it when I was 13 about 7 years ago. Bad move. Hair was dry. Staying on the hair theme, I put banana in my hair because 17 magazine said it would leave it soft and silky when I was 15. Well, guess ranking what? It was impossible to wash out and I had to pick banana clumps out of my quacking hair for flippin' 3 weeks. I had rotten banana in my hair. Lesson of this girl's lifetime. Don't listen to 17 magazine's life hacks. Bunch of teddy pickers. I read that egg wash was great for your hair. Cracked an egg on my head in the shower. Rinsed with hot water. Yep. I had to pick cooked eggs out of my hair. Not fun. You would think I had learned my lesson. Nope. Heard beer was great for your hair. Again in a hot shower. Poured some over my head. Got transdermally drunk in shower. Fun times. Opening a bottle of wine with a screwdriver when I didn't have a corkscrew. Shattered the neck of the bottle. Sliced open my hand and needed stitches. And I'll take dumbass. Drunk decisions for $800. Alex. It is strange. Screwdriver and screw and pliers was my way to open anything with a cork for several years. Never had any problems with that. I followed the advice of a Russian life hacker YouTube video to make an air conditioner with dry ice and fans. I didn't realize that this creates carbon dioxide, which is highly poisonous. It was so hot out I wanted the air conditioner to keep my dog cool while I was out of the house. I never got another dog after him. He died because I was a gullible idiot, and if he hadn't have died then I probably would have by using it. The only comfort is that it was painless. You really can't trust stuff you just find on the internet. Just for clarification, C02 isn't poisonous. It just displaces the air in the room, causing suffocation. A light bulb broke in my ceiling light, and I read you can get one out by sticking in a carrot and unscrewing what was left of the bulb. It got lodged into the bottom half of the shattered light bulb, and I had to call the super to get the carrot bulb out of the ceiling. I was worried we'd lose our deposit. Renting means you'll never get that deposit back anyway though. I used Chipotle hacks to get more burrito for my buck. The extra food isn't worth the weight gain and health problems that resulted. Go on. Iodine and baby oil hair removal. It is supposed to be like Nia. Didn't remove a single hair and stained my legs yellow. Read somewhere that leaving mayo in your hair for a little bit will help moisturize it. Didn't have mayo, but I had Miracle Whip and decided to leave it in overnight to let it really soak in. I could not get the smell out of my hair for a week. I also read that to make easy grilled cheese, put cheese slices on bread and into the toaster. Destroyed the toaster and almost burnt the house down. I am not a smart person. I once saw one that suggested, instead of buying expensive binoculars, just stand closer to what you wish to view. You know, stand closer to those birds. Climb right on down onto the field at a baseball game. Leap off the top of the Grand Canyon. What could go wrong? Walks closer to the moon. When I was around 15 I wanted to get high BC in high school at school, so with no way of getting weed I decided to try oregano like a lot of people say, but I didn't wanna smoke it because I would smell like oregano forever, so I decided to drink it. Water didn't drink the taste down, so I tried Coke then milk. For some reason I thought that was a good idea. I proceeded to vomit for 3 hours straight. Didn't get high. Mom thought I was dying. Lesson learned. Putting any of the following on my face are skincare from balls YouTubers who don't know crap but peddle to young impressionable girls. I was 13. Lemon juice, cinnamon and baking soda. I tried a life hack that said to put your toaster on its side to make cheese on toast easily. I literally set part of my kitchen on fire. My mum had to replace the work surfaces because I burned a hole in it. Freaking BuzzFeed. Tried the open a wine bottle with a shoe thing at 4 AM and 7 cops showed up at the door responding to a call of domestic violence. Heard that turmeric was good for the skin, so I made a homemade face mask with turmeric and yogurt. My face was yellow-orange for some hours, which I spent trying to clean it off. I tried sticking ice cubes in the brand new dryer because I heard it helped de-wrinkle. Didn't even get to see if it worked before my dad lost his crap when he found out why the dryer was making that noise. I've done this one numerous times. It works flawlessly for me. The shake the water off your hands thing so you can dry them with only one paper towel. Flung my wedding band down the drain on my first day of work. Luckily I got it back thanks to a speedy plumber. I tried to clean the blender after making a smoothie, so I put some boiling water and washing up liquid in it. I put the lid on, pressed the on button and the lid shot off. I got a face full of boiling water and went blind for a few minutes. Completely recovered now, but I haven't made a smoothie since. I say the freaking wet wipes, toilet paper hack that Reddit loves to jerk over. Real life pro tip, if the packaging says some crap like safe to flush up to 4 at a time or something, they're not freaking safe to flush. Go live in an old apartment where some neighbor of yours clogged the plumbing system and you had actual crap backing up out of multiple units in the complex, then come tell me how awesome of a hack it is. Have you heard of the one about putting cheese on a piece of bread? then turning your toaster sideways. That lit my toaster on fire. I had scorch marks on the bottom of my kitchen cabinet and no one noticed. Made okay grilled cheese with minimal effort though. Don't know if it's a life hack, but I took Isohit and put it all over my sinuses, nose and eyelids to open up my nose during the flu. The burning. Oh god. The exquisite pain. I didn't do it, but I was looking up ways to stop sweating on my upper lip when I have makeup on. This moron suggested that you put salt and ice on the sweaty area to stop it. I'll just stick with sweaty upper lip. I tried the drinking diluted vinegar will help you lose weight. Ugh. Even diluted, the vinegar water was so acidic and awful I had heartburn for a few days afterward. A few years later, I saw this natural remedies list on my Mills bulletin board. A cure for heartburn was drinking diluted vinegar. I laughed so hard at that. Boiling milk in a kettle. A group of us were on holiday in a rented house and I did this for some hot chocolate. Everything seemed alright. It was good hot chocolate. Then the pungent smell hit the kitchen the next day. We didn't realize what had gone wrong at first. When we did, my ass was the butt of the joke for 6 months straight. Time's running out. Need to do these dishes, dress, and leave the house in 5 minutes. See the blender sitting there, all nasty with crap. Remember the life hack about the soap and water blending technique. Fill it up, put it on there. Didn't know you had to hold it down, and the soap and water went everywhere. On the table, on the food, in the toaster, everywhere. The neighbor kid drowned because after his dad accidentally dropped his fishing pole in the pond. In order to recover the pole, he let his dad weigh him down with cement bricks and stick a garden hose in his mouth to breathe through while he sunk down to get the pole. He was 15. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.